Oh, I'm Margaret in Windsor. I'm going to sit this back down because I put this so it doesn't just show my nose. I don't know if it's any better or not. I just did a video that I am going to put up, whether it's good or not, and you make sense of it. It's about a video that was sent to me about a Rothschild. It was called Project Camelot. Um, so anyway, if you care, you can go back to that one. The girl that interviewed her, who was very good, her name was, well, I got it here. This is what I get for not going by memory. I'm not sure I could have done this by memory. But if you care, you can go back and look at her name. Carrie Lynn Cassidy. You'll find her, and she's a good interviewer. She had a lot of knowledge about all this. Now then, what I'm putting this up as a reference to the one I'm going to put up, the first one that I just made about this, the video that perhaps you should listen to, not to, I know this girl, she's a Rothschild. She went through a lot of pain, it sounds like. She also tells a lot about the Rothschilds that and the surroundings that people should know, and the Tesla files that were stolen. Don't let my jeez, I knew this wasn't gonna work. I'm looking into it and I try to laugh, and if I can't laugh, that's what's gotten me through all this. So where am I going with this now? Where did I get to? I was going to say that a lot of what she said I am aware of. A lot of it I wish wasn't true, and I'm not going to say it's not. I just hope it's not. I'm not going to discredit her in what she said at all. Of course, I don't like the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and Bilderbergers and Kennedys, and you can understand why. And you all shouldn't either. It's the global government that they speak of in end times, and it really is. Anyway, back to where. Um, I was just going to really say this. Just a few of the things that resonated in seeing her video, Project Camelot, about the Rothschild, about this daughter, and Tesla files, yeah, and all this. Uh, a few of the things I learned, I'm just going to say this. I lived at Warren House after I was almost killed April Fool Day of '80, and had written the book about some of the Tesla files, how you can create an illness or cure it, or you can actually get into programming people to do anything. This old myth that you can't make people do what they don't want to is a friggin' lie. And people have bought it until all this, unless it's told, and the press is controlled by the Illuminati. So President Trump certainly told the truth about that too. I hope he's the good guy in it. I really do. I think he is, unless they're playing good cop, bad cop. And somehow he comes across as too authentic, that he is the good guy. Now then, I lived, after they almost killed me, I was transported illegally that was the end of, everything taken. And I was almost killed, and I was back in Huntsville with Lina Dempsey. I remember in the condition I was in, I was forced in her car, and it was night, and the condition I was in was like hell. It's a wonder I lived through a moment of it. Put back with her. She was afraid of the book I wrote because I had the letter from the FBI. If it were published, it would find out she killed the twins and who I am and all that. So she wanted me shut up. Who didn't want me killed then? I have to wonder. I got back. Anyway, I started working for Fred Simpson, the Madison County District Attorney, in mid-May, I believe. It was very hard to work for him. He was a good guy. I don't mean that. One of the very few, I have to tell you, that, oh, well, I guess you don't know. Perhaps you should read up on it, a lot of you, and find out what's really going on. Anyway, I wanted to work for the district attorney. And here's the deal: not just his name Simpson. Madison County was where my mom, Claudia Ruth, was born. I later am told, and can remember a lot. And you can remember a lot at age 2, and when you were smaller, you really can. And so don't tell me I'm lying. I remember it, and some of it's been proven. So, and confirmed by another member of the Dempsey family, even though they, most of the sisters of Lina Dempsey are dead, except one, and the rest of them would be cousins to the real Peggy. They gave me her name and took my identity in 41. So anyway, I'm rambling, or not rambling, but trying to make sense of it. Anyway, I was living at Warren House. Just let me say that is in the Warren Commission covered up the murder of JFK. Well, everybody wants to know what really happened to JFK. He was assassinated. Well, look what he did to me, and what happened to my children, who are heirs after me when they were born here in this country. And my mom is an American, an O'Keefe. She's Irish, for God's sake. Happened to be good Irish, they are. Not like the Kennedy clan. It wasn't okay for them to do this. I mean, Marilyn Monroe, he has done things that my father was accused of doing, and he didn't do. And that's what really angers me a lot, too, that history has him down, not even being, they've deleted my mom, and that she was Queen of England in 36. Beautiful lady, school teacher, sister to artist Georgia O'Keeffe. And then I won't go on about that. I was trying to say this a long way about it, I suppose, to give background information, or you don't know where I'm going with it. I lived at Warren House while in 80, after all that was done to me. And as in Warren Commission that covered up the Kennedy, that was a program shooter. They got him. There was more than one program shooter in that Jack Ruby was one, but then he had cancer also, which is a product of what that I was trying to tell about. Not because I told it. I didn't tell it till after it was all done. I mean, that happened. But somehow people like to pretend that it's okay that JFK's a hero rather than a well, anyway, I don't think it's okay. Everybody's going after the Prince of Saudi Arabia because they say he helped in the killing of this journalist that worked for the Washington Post. And here all this has happened to me and mine and my father and mother and country, and the press has never covered any of it except when I ran in the campaign in 83, and Larry Flint flew me out to his home in Bel Air, and he was shot by a program shooter. And I had, that was in March of 78, and I was doing the book at that time, living at Moonraker in Marietta, and Lawrenceville is close to Marietta, Georgia. Lawrenceville, Georgia, where he was shot. Now back to this. This is what I was really putting this up about. When I lived at Warren House, this is just one incident. Warner von Braun, who's made out and lied about, he was actually murdered. There was a group that moved in from Utah, and they replaced Warner von Braun, trying to say that they were giving him an honorary this and that. No, he was murdered. A great man, and I'll never believe any different because I know the man was good. So now somebody's going to say, well, how do you know he's good? It's odd how. Anyway, I'm living at Warren House, which is a clue to the Warren Commission. I'm working for the D.A. Simpson, who was supposed to marry my dad, which is a lie, Wallace Simpson. Madison, Wisconsin, he is where my mom, who really married my dad, and I'm the product of that marriage, was from Madison, Wisconsin. Well, this is Madison County, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. The district attorney is the DA of Madison County, Alabama. that I'm working for. So you get the gist of this. Now then, at Warren House, at the apartment across from me, I viewed the back of it when I looked out. There was a man that I was told to see, and his name was White, and he was next to Werner von Braun. And I've got a couple of others that I could throw in there, but I won't. I work with about the fourth in that chain of command there, or whatever. I worked with her, Doris Daniels, at the health spa. I was the manager. She ended up with my job. I wasn't as tough. Well, I had a lot going on. I still have, but I'm not quite as sensitive. And I was trying to do the right thing, and darn, she didn't get to take my job. Well, she didn't take it. I ended up quitting, but I have to tell this, but if I can get back to it. I don't know if anybody cares about that or not, but her husband was way up there with top security, and anyway, well, let me get back to this gentleman that lived across, Mr. White, next to Werner von Braun. I went up to see him, and it's like he was put there. This man should have money and really a nice place to live. He was quite old at that time. He had boxes full of papers all over the room. Wondered how he got around, And anyway, he talked to me for a while about things he knew. He did mention something about one or two of the astronauts that had seen UFOs that had flown right by their vehicle when they were up in space. And I don't really know that I don't remember if he did, what else he said. There was some other things there that I had a Captain Kirk there. Well, that was his real name. It wasn't Captain Kirk as far as I know. I laugh at it because it's been so bizarre, but he was there, and then there was the British gentleman, and I won't say anything else. Thank God for the British that came over and helped me and did all they could to bring me home. And so, what else? I didn't learn all that much from him, but the very fact he's there, and I'm living at Warren House and working for Fred Simpson, the DA of Madison County, gives you like being clued or putting a puzzle together. And then I run in the campaign to replace Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, and I learned a lot in doing the book and researching. And I'm going to leave it there. And I bet this has run out, but we'll see how this goes. Trying to read from some writing I've tried to put down about that video. So I'm over and out. I'm going to see, but I'm putting this up. Nose and all.